Martha dropped the bucket when she saw the man at the ranch gate. Her hands began to shake. The wind pushed dust across the yard, but she did not move. The old man standing there held his hat in both hands, and even after 20 long years, Martha knew his face. It was Elias Boone, the husband who left her crying on that same dirt road. For a moment, the whole ranch went quiet. The horses stopped moving near the fence. The chickens scattered under the wagon. Even the old wooden gate gave a soft cry as the wind pushed it back and forth. Elias looked smaller than Martha remembered. His back was bent, his beard was gray, his coat was torn at the sleeves, his boots were dusty and cracked, like he had walked through half the world with nothing left inside him. "Martha," he said softly. That one word hit her heart like a stone. Martha did not answer. She only stared at him. 20 years ago, Elias had stood in that same yard with anger in his eyes. Their baby boy had been crying inside the house. Martha had begged him not to leave. "Elias, please," she had cried that morning. "We have a child. We have land. We have each other." But Elias had wanted more. He wanted gold. He wanted people to call him rich. He wanted men in town to look at him with respect. And when Martha told him that love was already enough, he laughed like her words meant nothing. "I will come back in a few months," he had said. Then he climbed on his horse and rode away. Martha had chased him barefoot into the road, holding their crying baby in her arms. "Elias!" she screamed. But he never turned around. Not once. Now he had come back, not with gold, not with pride, not with honor. He came back old, tired, and empty. Martha slowly picked up the bucket. Her face stayed hard, but her eyes were wet. "What do you want?" she asked. Elias swallowed. "I came home." Martha gave a small, bitter laugh. It was not a happy laugh. It was the kind of laugh that comes when pain has lived too long inside someone. "Home?" she asked. "You lost the right to use that word." Elias lowered his head. "I know." "No," Martha said, stepping closer. "You do not know. You were not here when the roof leaked on our son's bed. You were not here when the cows got sick. You were not here when I had fever and still had to chop wood. You were not here when the town laughed at me." Her voice broke, but she did not stop. "They called me abandoned. They said I was a fool. They said you were never coming back. And I still waited." Elias closed his eyes. "I was wrong." Martha's lips trembled. "You were more than wrong, Elias. You were gone." The front door opened. A tall young man stepped out. He had broad shoulders, dark hair, and the same sharp eyes Elias once had. He was strong from years of ranch work. His hands were rough. His face was calm, but there was anger burning deep inside him. He looked at Elias like he was looking at a stranger. Martha turned. "Samuel," she said quietly. Elias froze. His eyes moved to the young man. "Samuel," he whispered. The young man walked down the porch steps slowly. "Do not say my name," Samuel said. Elias's face twisted with pain. "My son." Samuel's jaw tightened. "No," he said. "Your son was the baby you left crying in that house. I am the man who buried that baby's hunger, fear, and shame. I am the man my mother raised alone." Elias took one step forward. Samuel moved in front of Martha. "Do not come closer." Martha touched Samuel's arm, but he did not move back. Elias looked at them both. His wife stood strong. His son stood against him. The ranch behind them was full of life. New fences, fat cattle, a strong barn, a home built from pain. And Elias understood something terrible. They had survived him. They had grown without him. They had become strong because he was not there. "I came to ask for forgiveness," Elias said, his voice shaking. Samuel's eyes turned cold. "Forgiveness?" he asked. "You want to walk back after 20 years and wash your hands clean with one sorry?" Elias's mouth opened, but no words came. Then Martha saw something in his coat pocket, a folded paper, old, dirty, hidden. Her eyes narrowed. "What is that?" she asked. Elias quickly pressed his hand over the pocket. Samuel noticed. "What are you hiding?" he asked. Elias stepped back. "It is nothing." Martha's voice became low. "After 20 years, you still came with secrets?" The wind blew hard. The paper slipped halfway out of Elias's pocket. Samuel reached for it. Elias grabbed his wrist, and in that moment Martha saw fear in Elias's eyes. Not shame, not regret, fear. Samuel pulled his hand free and snatched the paper. He opened it. His face changed. Martha's heart began to beat fast. "What does it say?" she whispered. Samuel looked at Elias. Then he looked at his mother. His voice came out broken. "Ma." Martha stepped closer. Samuel held the paper with shaking hands. "It says Pa did come back once." Martha's breath stopped. Samuel looked at Elias with fire in his eyes. "It says he came back 12 years ago." He swallowed hard. "And he saw us." Martha's eyes filled with shock. Elias's face went pale. Samuel took one step toward him. "You saw us suffering," Samuel said, "and you left again?" Elias could not answer. Martha's bucket slipped from her hand again. This time, the sound felt like her heart breaking all over again. Martha stared at Elias like she was seeing him for the first time. The yard felt cold, even under the hot sun. Samuel held the paper in his shaking hands. The wind pushed dust around their boots, but nobody moved. For 20 years, Martha had carried one kind of pain. Now Elias had brought her a worse one. "You came back?" Martha whispered. Elias looked down at the dirt. "Martha?" "No," she said, her voice shaking. "Do not say my name like you still have the right." Samuel stepped closer to Elias. "You saw us?" he asked. "You saw my mother working alone? You saw me as a boy, and you still rode away?" Elias's eyes filled with tears. "I did." Samuel's hand curled into a fist. Martha touched his arm. "Samuel," she said softly, but her own heart was shaking too. Elias wiped his face with his old sleeve. "I came back 12 years ago," he said. "I had nothing, no gold, no horse worth riding, no pride left. I had lost everything. I came to this road at sunset." His voice became weak. "I saw you, Martha. You were carrying a sack of feed on your shoulder. Samuel was beside you. He was little, but he was helping you. I saw the barn half broken. I saw your dress torn at the bottom. I saw how tired you were." Martha's lips parted. She remembered that year. It had been the hardest year of her life. The winter had killed 2 cows. Samuel had been sick for many days. Martha had sold her wedding earrings to buy medicine and flour. And Elias had seen it. Elias had seen all of it. "Why?" Martha asked. That one word came out like a cry. Elias shook his head. "I was ashamed." Martha's eyes hardened. "You were ashamed? So you left me in shame?" Elias cried quietly. "I thought you were better without me." Samuel laughed, but it was full of pain. That is what cowards say when they do not want to fix what they broke. Elias did not fight back. He only nodded. "You are right." Samuel looked surprised for a second, but his anger stayed. Elias reached into his coat again. This time he pulled out a small cloth bag. He opened it. Inside was a tiny silver baby spoon, a faded blue ribbon, and a small wooden horse. Martha covered her mouth. The wooden horse. Elias had carved it before Samuel was born. He had said, "When my boy is old enough, I will teach him to ride." But Samuel never got that lesson. Elias held the wooden horse out with trembling hands. "I carried this for 20 years, he said. "Every town I went to, every mine I worked in, every cold night I slept hungry, I carried it. I told myself I would come back rich. Then I told myself I would come back proud. Then I told myself I would not come back at all because I did not deserve to." Martha looked at the little horse. It was scratched and old. Like Elias? Like the life he wasted? Samuel stared at it, and for the first time, His face showed something other than anger. It showed the pain of a boy who once wanted a father, but only for a moment. Then he looked away. "You cannot give me a toy and call it 20 years, Samuel said. Elias nodded. "I know." Martha stepped forward. "What do you want from me, Elias?" Elias looked at the ranch. He saw the strong fence. He saw the cattle. He saw the good roof. He saw the barn Martha had saved with her own hands. Then he looked at her. "I do not want the ranch," he said. "I do not want your money. I do not want your pity." His voice cracked. "I only want the truth to be spoken before I die." Martha froze. Samuel's anger changed into fear for 1 second. "Die?" he asked. Elias gave a sad smile. "The doctor in Abilene said my lungs are failing. Too much dust from the mines. Too many years sleeping in cold places. I do not have much time." Martha turned her face away. She hated him. She missed him. She wanted to slap him. She wanted to cry for him. All those feelings fought inside her chest. "You should have stayed," she said. Elias's tears fell. "I know. You should have held your son. I know. You should have helped me bury my mother." Elias looked up. His face broke. "Your mother died?" Martha nodded slowly. "She died calling you foolish. But before she passed, she told me not to let hate turn my heart into stone." Elias closed his eyes. Martha's voice became soft, but not weak. "I waited for you for 10 years, Elias. After that, I stopped waiting for a husband. I started living for my son." Samuel looked at his mother. She stood tall. Her face was older now, but her spirit was like iron. Elias removed his hat. "I cannot ask to be your husband again," he said. "I cannot ask to be Samuel's father. I lost those names. But if you allow it, I will sleep in the barn and work until my body gives out. I will fix fences, I will carry water, I will do any small thing, not to earn love, just to pay a little of what I owe." Samuel shook his head. "No?" Martha looked at him. Samuel's eyes were wet now. "No, Ma," he said. "He cannot just come here and live on the land you saved. He cannot come back when the work is done and sit under the shade." Elias nodded. "He is right." Martha looked at Elias. Then she looked at Samuel. The silence was heavy. At last Martha walked to Elias. She took the little wooden horse from his hand. She held it against her chest for a moment. Then she gave it to Samuel. "This belongs to you," she said. Samuel stared at it. His hand shook as he took it. He looked like a grown man and a hurt child at the same time. Martha turned back to Elias. "I cannot give you back the years," she said. "I cannot give Samuel a childhood with a father. I cannot forget the nights I cried until my throat hurt." Elias bowed his head. "But I also will not let hate rule this house," she continued. Samuel looked at her in shock. Martha's eyes filled with tears. "You may stay for one night, Elias, in the barn. Tomorrow you will leave." Elias looked up slowly. One night was not forgiveness, but it was more than he deserved. "Thank you," he whispered. Samuel stepped back, hurt and angry. Martha turned to her son. "This is not for him," she said. "This is for me. I need one night to stop carrying 20 years of poison." Samuel looked at the wooden horse in his hand. Then he looked at Elias. "I will never call you Pa," Samuel said. Elias nodded. "I understand. But tomorrow morning," Samuel added, his voice breaking, "before you leave, you can show me how to saddle the black mare." Martha covered her mouth. Elias's face trembled. He looked like those words had given him both joy and pain. "I would be honored," he said. That night, Elias slept in the barn. Martha sat by the window and watched the lantern glow outside. She did not sleep much. She remembered the young man she loved. She remembered the cruel man who left. She remembered the broken old man who came back with truth in his pocket. At sunrise, Samuel found Elias by the stable. The old man was coughing hard, but he still stood. He showed Samuel how to check the saddle strap. He showed him how to speak softly to a nervous horse. He showed him how to place his hand on the animal's neck before climbing up. Samuel listened without smiling. But he listened. For one small morning, the boy inside him received something he had needed for 20 years. When the lesson ended, Elias stepped back. "You ride better than I ever did," he said. Samuel looked away. "My mother taught me." Elias smiled sadly. "She taught you well." Martha stood on the porch. Elias walked to her. "I will go now," he said. Martha nodded. Her eyes were wet, but her face was calm. Elias looked at her one last time. "You were the best thing I ever had," he said. Martha's lips trembled. "And you were the lesson that almost broke me," she answered. "But I did not break." Elias put on his hat. Then he turned and walked down the dusty road. Samuel stood beside Martha. For a long time they watched him go. Then Samuel lifted the little wooden horse in his hand. "Ma," he said softly, "do you hate him?" Martha looked at the empty road. "No," she said, "not anymore." Samuel looked at her. "Do you love him?" Martha was quiet for a long moment. "I love the man he was before greed stole him," she said. "But I love the woman I became after he left even more." Samuel took her hand. Together they turned back toward the ranch. The land no longer felt like a place of waiting. It felt like a place of peace. And far down the road, Elias Boone kept walking with tears on his face, knowing he had lost the home he once had. But for one morning, his son had listened. And for one night, his wife had let go of hate. That was not a happy ending, but it was a true one. And sometimes, in the Wild West, truth was the only mercy a broken heart could keep.